A serious vulnerability has been identified in Sierra Wireless routers, which could allow attackers to execute remote code. This flaw, added to the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency's known Exploited Vulnerabilities catalog on December 13, 2025, highlights the ongoing risks in network security. The vulnerability, known as CV 2018-4063, affects the AirLink ALEOS routers and has a high severity rating. It allows for unrestricted file uploads through a malicious HTTP request, potentially giving an attacker control over the device. Reports indicate that this flaw has been actively exploited, prompting CISA to recommend immediate action for federal agencies. In this video, we'll break down the details of this vulnerability, its implications for users, and the recommended steps for protection. If you find this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. The timeline of the vulnerability CV 2018-4063 reveals a concerning trajectory of discovery and exploitation. Initially reported by Cisco Telos in April 2019, the flaw was identified as an unrestricted file upload vulnerability in the AC Manager function of Sierra Wireless routers. This marked the beginning of a 6-year journey during which the vulnerability remained unaddressed. In December 2018, Telos notified Sierra Wireless about this critical flaw, highlighting that the lack of restrictions on file uploads allowed attackers to overwrite existing executable files on the device. This created a significant security risk, especially since the AC Manager operates with root privileges, enabling any uploaded malicious code to execute with elevated permissions. Fast forward to early January 2024, when a previously unknown threat actor group, Chia_005, began to exploit CV 2018-4063, demonstrating that the vulnerability had not only persisted but had also become a target for active exploitation. This group leveraged the flaw to upload malicious payloads, indicating a shift from theoretical risk to real-world threats within operational technology environments. By December 2025, the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency officially added CV 2018-4063 to its known Exploited Vulnerabilities catalog, underscoring the urgency of the situation. This addition followed a 90-day analysis by Forescout, which found that industrial routers, including those affected by this vulnerability, are among the most targeted devices by cybercriminals. The findings revealed that threat actors are increasingly using known vulnerabilities to deploy malware, including botnets and cryptocurrency miners, further complicating the security landscape for organizations relying on these devices. As a result of the ongoing exploitation, CISA has urged federal civilian executive branch agencies to take immediate action by updating their devices or discontinuing their use by January 2, 2026, marking a critical deadline for mitigating this vulnerability. The timeline illustrates not only the persistence of CV 2018-4063 but also the broader implications for network security in an era where vulnerabilities can be rapidly exploited by malicious actors. The impact of the CV 2018-4063 vulnerability extends beyond technical specifications, significantly affecting organizations that rely on Sierra Wireless AirLink ALEOS routers for their operations. Companies in critical sectors such as industrial automation, telecommunications, and transportation are particularly vulnerable, as these routers are integral to their operational technology environments. With a CVSS score ranging from 8.8 to 9.9, the severity of this flaw underscores the potential for catastrophic security breaches. Organizations may face not only financial losses due to downtime and remediation efforts but also reputational damage if sensitive data is compromised or if operations are disrupted. The possibility of remote code execution means attackers could gain unauthorized control over systems, leading to further exploitation or the deployment of malicious software. Moreover, the ongoing exploitation of this vulnerability highlights a broader trend in cyber threats targeting industrial routers. Recent analyses reveal that these devices are increasingly becoming prime targets for cybercriminals, particularly as the adoption of Internet of Things (IoT) devices grows. Organizations must understand that the threat landscape is evolving, and traditional security measures may no longer suffice. As federal guidelines recommend updating or discontinuing the use of unsupported devices by January 2, 2026, organizations face a pressing deadline. Failure to comply could result in regulatory repercussions, especially for federal civilian executive branch agencies. This situation necessitates immediate action, including updating firmware, enhancing monitoring practices, and conducting thorough risk assessments to identify and mitigate vulnerabilities. In light of the active exploitation patterns and the emergence of new threat clusters, organizations must adopt a proactive cybersecurity posture. This involves not only addressing the current vulnerabilities but also implementing robust incident response plans and continuous training for staff to recognize and respond to potential threats. By doing so, organizations can better safeguard their networks against the evolving landscape of cyber threats. In light of the newly identified vulnerability in Sierra Wireless routers, agencies and users must take immediate and proactive measures to mitigate potential risks. The first step is to conduct a thorough inventory of all devices in use, specifically identifying those operating on the affected AirLink ALEOS firmware. This assessment will enable organizations to understand their exposure and prioritize remediation efforts. Next, it is crucial for users to update their routers to a supported firmware version. Given that the vulnerability has been classified as high severity with a CVSS score nearing 9.0, timely updates are essential to prevent exploitation. Organizations should also establish a regular update schedule for all network devices to ensure they remain protected against future vulnerabilities. Furthermore, agencies should implement robust monitoring solutions to detect any unauthorized access attempts. This includes configuring alert systems for unusual traffic patterns or suspicious HTTP requests that may signal exploitation attempts. Regular network traffic analysis will help in identifying potential threats before they escalate. Training and awareness programs for staff are also critical. Employees must be educated about the risks associated with network vulnerabilities and the importance of adhering to security protocols. This includes recognizing phishing attempts that could lead to unauthorized access or exploitation of devices. Additionally, organizations should consider segmenting their networks to limit the impact of any potential breaches. By isolating critical systems from less secure ones, they can reduce the attack surface and contain any threats that may arise from exploited vulnerabilities. Lastly, collaboration with cybersecurity agencies such as CISA can provide valuable resources and guidance. Staying updated on the latest threat intelligence and participating in information sharing initiatives can enhance an organization's overall security posture. By taking these proactive steps, agencies and users can significantly reduce their vulnerability to attacks and ensure a more secure network environment. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.